And welcome to Bowling Green High School. And Jim Ross and Matt Ingram with you this afternoon. Great day for softball as the Palmyra Lady Panthers are in town to take on the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats. And we'll tell you about it in the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show after this on Eagle 102. Well, another conference game this afternoon for the Lady Cats, right in the middle of conference season, Maddie, and they have things going in the right direction.
They do. The state rankings just were released over the last 24 hours, and in Class 2, Bowling Green is currently ranked third, but things have seemed to go their way, and they've played well in conference, and I believe they're undefeated currently in conference as well.
Yeah, they're odds-on favorite to win the conference now because they've already defeated Montgomery County and Ellsbury, two of their major foes. Ironically, North Callaway is ranked. You and I were talking before we came on the air. That was a little bit of a surprise. They come in at number 9. Montgomery County is receiving votes. They still have to play Silex, however. They're ranked 5 in Class 1 this week, so it's not a clean path for the Lady Cats to the conference championship, but they've taken some nice steps.
They have taken some nice steps, and they've been competitive for a good decade at this point, and so it's just one of those teams that if you're going to consistently generate good athletes and good teams, you're seeing these younger girls come up and they're wanting to do the same thing, and so that's kind of been a tradition around here at Bowling Green, and the EMO conference is really tough, but they've found ways to compete time in and time and again.
They kind of run parallel with the football team. They're molding into the shape they want to be in at the end of the season. Now, granted, softball season is about 3 weeks from districts, whereas football, we got a ways to go yet. But as the Bowling Green football team showed last Friday night, they've molded into form. They're ready to rock and roll. Softball team as well. They've lost to 2 ranked teams, Highland, who's ranked 1 in Class 2, and Troy, who's ranked 3 in Class 5. So their losses are against quality competition. They played quality competition. So they're working their way into district shape as well.
And that's exactly what you want to do and getting prepared, but what matters is what happens in the playoffs.
Absolutely. That's what everybody – you want to win the conference if you can along the way, of course, but the big carrot at the end, especially with this Lady Cat team, they're so used to going to the state tournament. Anything short of that really kind of seems not so right.
That is true, and so big push last year, looking to do the same this year, especially with Graver in the circle.
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with our starting lineups after this on Eagle 102. Panthers starting lineup. They're coached by Jenny Jansen before the national anthem. Leading off as center fielder number 4, Lexi Poyster. The center fielder number 17, Bella McBride, will bat second. The shortstop number 1, Elena Lohman, will bat third. Batting cleanup is the second baseman number 2, Jersey Ramey. The catcher, Haley Krager, number 22, will bat in the 5-hole. And playing in right field, number 10, Marnie Plunkett, is in the 6th slot. Batting 7, 8, and 9 will be number 20, the pitcher, a freshman actually, Riley Suter. We'll talk about that a little later. At first base, number 14, Sophie Zeiger, and batting ninth is the third baseman, number 6, Maddie Fessenden. So it'll be Poyster, McBride, Lohman, Ramey, Krager, Plunkett, Sutter, Zeiger, and Fessenden for Coach Jenny Jansen. Let's take a break, and we'll be back to the Bowling Green starting lineup after the national anthem on Eagle 102. Quickly run down the Bowling Green starting lineup for you. Leading off, Olivia Dawson. She'll play third base. Playing first, Delaney Feldman. At third base, Sydney Charlton. Catching will be Lily Bowen. At second base, Avery Gam. The designated player today will be Carly Dean. And pitching is Megan Graver. Batting seventh will be, or batting eighth, I should say, will be Haley Chandler. And batting in the 9 hole is Brooke Hickerson. And Maddie will have the play-by-play for you.
Leading off is Lexi Poyster for the Palmyra Lady Panthers. She takes a strike on the inside from Megan Graver.
Graver's kind of found her footing as of late, so we'll see how she does against this Palmyra team that's trying to figure things out.
This one smack down the line, gets past the third baseman, Sid Charlton, and it's going to run all the way to the wall. They're going to say fair ball. Standing up at second base is Lexi Poyster.
Just about a foot fair, so a good start for the Lady Panthers. Of course, they had a lot of turmoil in the off season, have a new softball coach along with a new football coaching staff, and so they're still trying to figure it out maybe a little bit.
Flashing bunt, but pulling back, it's Bella McBride. She's a slapper on the left-hand side. That runner at second base, Lexi Poyster. Got a good coach in Jenny Jansen. She played softball at Warrenton, played travel softball against me for years, and then went to SIUE, I believe.
Right. So, yeah, good quality background for her. I think this is her first head coaching experience.
I believe so.
Not mistaken.
0-2 the count on the batter, McBride. Next pitch from Graver. This one's popped into the left field. Is it going to get down? And it's out. It's foul. So they'll try 0-2 again.
Let's look at the defense for Bowling Green. Chandler, Hickerson, Bailey from left to right. Charlton, Dawson, Gam, Feldman. On the infield, the battery is Graver and Bowen.
Next pitch goes upstairs. Good grab by Lily Bowen, and she tosses it back to Megan Graver.
Graver with a 2.05 ERA. She struck out 68 and only walked 9.
She comes set, ready to go for the next. She tries to go upstairs again, and not biting is Bella McBride.
Yeah, slappers, you try and get it high in the zone, especially once you get ahead.
I like to get them with a screwball whenever I was pitching on the outside corner. Let's see if she goes there. She goes high and outside, gets the strikeout as going down swinging is Bella McBride.
We talked about this in the Ellsbury-Clopton game last week. When you've got a strikeout pitcher on the mound, she can get you out of a lot of trouble in the event she gets into some trouble.
This pitch is taken high by the 3 spot, Elena Lohman.
Shortstop this afternoon.
She's batting on the right-hand side, wearing number 1. This one a little high, but it does fall into the zone and is called for a strike.
We couldn't find any stats, but I know she's been in the press a fair amount for Palmyra.
The next pitch is fouled off to the baseball field.
Baseball field's looking a little rough.
It is. Lots of weeds out there.
Yeah.
And tires. Lots of tires.
Yeah, the poor baseball team, when spring starts, they're going to be on rakes and weed hose.
That is exactly right. 1-2 the count with 1 out. This one is off speed, hit to the shortstop, Liv Dawson. She looks at the runner. Runner goes, and she throws to third base, applying the tag. Getting the out at third base is Sydney Charlton.
She ran right across her face and made an easy throw short to third for the second out. And that'll bring in Jersey Ramey, the second baseman. She's just a sophomore. 4 seniors in the starting lineup, the rest underclassmen. Their pitching staff, I said we'd get to that, is very young, freshmen and sophomores.
Pitch on the inside, taken for a ball. They throw down to second base, and stealing second base is Elena Lohman.
First stolen base of the game for either club, and another runner in scoring position, however, with 2 outs for the Panthers.
Graver looks and gets her sign from Bowen. This one low inside as well. 2-0.
Just a decent crowd here this afternoon.
Yeah, normally stands are a little bit more full, especially with it being homecoming week. You would think that this place would be packed.
Saving it up for tomorrow night, right?
This one is popped high out of play. They'll find the bleachers. 2-1.
2 outs in the inning, no score. We're just underway. Maddie Ingram and Jim Ross here at Bowling Green High School.
Here comes Megan Graver trying to put her away. This one is high, has a weird spin, pops off the glove of Lily Bowen. Now taking third base is Lohman.
Well pitch was for Graver that time. A little too tall for Bowen. And a 3-1 count on the batter with 2 outs.
That one's high as well. It'll be ball 4. So runners at the corners.
Graver working from behind so far today. Sometimes that can spell trouble.
Her ball doesn't have as tight of a spin today. It seems a little bit looser, where you're getting some of that loop and that rise.
Expect the runner to go here with a runner on third, and she does.
Another pitch that had that rise to it, but couldn't find the zone. Bowen had to stand up to grab that one, keeps the runner at third base.
Haley Kreger, the batter for Palmyra.
That one's in for a strike. 1-1.
More of a curveball that time. A little flatter pitch.
Kreger, the 5th player to come to the plate for Palmyra here in the first inning, as she sees another ball. 2-1. This one swung on and missed. Good dropping action from Graver. 2-2. She's back in the count.
Started most of the games last year for Bowling Green. And comes in as a veteran senior on this club.
This one is popped in the air. Lots of talking. Delaney Feldman coming in, and she runs into Lily Bowen. Lily Bowen holds on, but they're going to want to check on Delaney. That is out number 3, and we are headed to the bottom of the first inning. Delaney pops up and says she is okay. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be leadoff batters for the Bowling Green Bobcats when we come back next on Eagle 102.
For ATV needs, give myself or Shelley Clucky a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green. Area.
Sitting here at Bowling Green as we are getting ready to see the Palmyra Lady Panthers take the field. It will be a starting lineup similar to ones that we've seen previously over the last few weeks for Bowling Green. We'll run down that again. It'll be Liv Dawson, then Delaney Feldman, the third baseman. Sid Charlton will bat third. Lily Bowen is the 4th spot today. She's also at the catcher's position. Avery Gam is at second base and batting 5th. Batting 6th is Carly Dean. Batting 7th is the pitcher, Megan Graver, followed by Hayden Chandler in the 8th spot. In the 9th spot, it's Brooke Hickerson. And then your flex player today is Clara Bailey for the Bowling Green Lady Cats.
Looking at the lineup, defensive lineup for Palmyra, left to right, it's Poyster, McBride, Plunkett. Third to first, Fesden, Lohman, Rainey, Zeiger, and the batter is Riley Sutter with Kreger behind the plate.
First pitch is taken for a ball. Small strike zone with Liv Dawson at the plate.
As we mentioned, Sutter just a freshman.
This one elevating as well. Not often that we're seeing lefty pitchers anymore.
Lefty pitchers? Very rarely.
And that's the unfortunate piece of this game. It's one of the things that I do enjoy watching.
I wonder why.
3-0 the count to Liv Dawson.
Took a drop ball right down the middle.
And that one is taken for a ball high. So she'll walk down to first base. That's speed over there. When Liv Dawson gets on, she's wanting to round those bases quickly and find her way towards home. So that'll bring in Delaney Feldman for the LadyCats.
Well, the heavy hitters in the lineup are in the top 5 for Bowling Green, so they need to take advantage of it.
Nice screwball there from the pitcher, and that one is swung on and missed for strike 1.
Not a ton of velocity for Sutter.
Good spin, though. And the next pitch, she tries to get Feldman to bite again. That doesn't happen. 1-1.
Drop ball that time on the outside half. I need some of that white paint that Levi had at Ellsbury.
Oh, my gosh, yes. This one is hit high and out of play. 1-2.
Feldman hitting .345 for the season. As the throw to the pitcher after the foul ball goes over her head.
Liv Dawson over at first base. 1-2 count on the batter, Delaney Feldman. This one is swung, hit back up the middle. Center fielder has a good read, and it's McBride who retires Delaney Feldman. So that's out number 1. Runner stays at first base.
Feldman hit that ball right on the nose, a line drive right at the center fielder. She didn't have to move a step and made an easy catch.
In steps the third baseman, Sid Charlton.
Hitting .462.
And the first pitch to Sid is hit into right field. Right fielder's right where she needs to be as well. She's able to make the catch, and Sydney is retired off of one pitch. That was Marnie Plunkett who was able to make the grab.
Ditto right, another line drive right at the fielder for Palmyra. She didn't have to move a step either.
Things are working out pretty well for them.
Hitting it on the nose, though.
So that'll bring in Lily Bowen.
What we like to refer to as atom balls so far.
Dawson is off on the pitch. She takes second base, a slow roller to the second baseman, and Bowen is retired at first base. So the Bowling Green Bobcats go down and, send 4 batters to the plate, and then they go down. We are headed to the top of the second inning here at Bowling Green. 0-0 is our score on Eagle 102. Zero is our score here from Bowling Green High School as the Bowling Green LadyCats sent 4 players to the plate. No one was able to come around and score, so it was a quiet first inning for both sides, Jim.
Well, the thing that Bowling Green's got to be careful of here, Palmyra comes in under 500. However, they've been playing better as of late. They actually won their last game out against Clark County, which I think was actually yesterday or Tuesday, I guess. And so they're on the upswing, so Bowling Green needs to make sure they take care of business here this afternoon.
And the next pitch from Graver. It's the first one that the batter, Marnie Plunkett, who was able to record an out in right field, sees. She swings on it and misses. Some high heat from Megan.
Look at one of the 2 freshman starters for Palmyra.
1-1 the count as she takes the ball.
Sutter and Zeiger will follow.
The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Had some inside diving action from Graver. Now 1-2. Graver gets her sign. Comes set, delivers, tries to get her to bite on the inside. Doesn't work.
Down and in, but a pretty good 1-2 pitch.
So she'll take her time, go to the back of the circle, and now she'll come set. Next pitch, swung on and missed, high on the inside. Another strikeout for Megan Graver.
Strikeout number 2 for the game to go with 1 walk. And now to bring in Riley Sutter.
So Riley digs in from the right-hand side. A wide stance that takes up the box. And she sees strike 1 right down central.
Great day for softball. Looks like the football team's maybe moseying over some of them.
That one is way behind. That was Sutter making a big swing there.
Yep, she's going to have to choke up a little bit. Elects not to.
Graver. So a swinging strikeout, and now I don't know, do we call it looking?
Yeah, I'd say that's looking. She tried to check her swing. I think it was on the pitch, actually.
So back-to-back strikeouts to start this inning. And Sophie Zeiger steps in the box. First pitch taken for a strike by Zeiger.
A lot of these power pitchers, it takes them an inning to find their rhythm.
0-1. Just a little bit low.
Were you that way?
I usually got better as I went, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in college, same thing. And my college coach did not like that. He was like, why can't you just go do that the first inning? That one's fouled back to the screen.
3/4 of the really, really good major league pitchers are the same way. If they get out of the first, look out because they're going to get better and you're in trouble.
I don't know. It's something about sitting down with the pregame, like when they're taking infield.
And you're getting used to a new ball.
Yeah.
You warmed up with an old ball, and I mean, there's a lot of things going on.
Swung on and missed, and held on to by Lily Bowen, as looks like she got maybe a little bit of a foul tip. So 3 strikeouts, and Palmyra goes down 1-2-3. We're headed to the bottom of the second. 0-0 is still our score here on Eagle 102.
Complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102. It's brought to you by Mid-America.
Bowling Green LadyCats sent 4 players to the plate in the the bottom of the first inning. That didn't work out for them. Nobody came around to score, but it will be 5-6-7. So it'll be Gam, Dean, Graver due up for Bowling Green. If anybody gets on, it'll be underclassman Hayden Chandler.
Sophomore, Hayden Chandler.
I'm thinking of what she was doing last year. This one is hit sharply to the second baseman. She handles it well, tosses Gam out at first base. So that's the first out on the board.
Rainey with a nice play, had to lean to her left a little bit to get in front of that on a hard hit ball.
And now Carly Dean will step in. I like the red bat.
Yeah, I've heard y'all talking about that last time we had Bowling Green.
Gam sees ball 1 in the dirt. They've made these innings pretty efficient for Palmyra, swinging at the first pitch. And this one's chopped down the third base line, and they're going to call it foul. Just a few inches. Third baseman was able to field that cleanly, tossed it over to first base. Dean would have been out, but
Third baseman about 3 steps in front of the bag and couldn't get it before it went foul.
1-1, off speed. Had a loop to it as well.
Pretty good change up there. Sutter didn't get the call, however.
2-1. This one is grounded slowly to the third baseman. She bobbles it, goes through her legs, and Carly Dean is safe at first base.
Error number 1 on either club. That one right through the 5-hole.
Now that brings in Megan Graver, trying to help herself. A little insurance would be nice.
Yeah, a run would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much insurance it is, but a run would be nice.
Well, you put yourself in a deeper hole out there. You want to know that you have something to fall back on if she goes out and gives a run up in the top of the third. We don't want that for her, but it could happen.
Always want to help yourself.
And ball taken outside, 1-1.
Didn't pay a whole lot of attention during warm-ups to see what kind of arm Krager has behind the plate.
Raver steps back in. This one is grounded back up the middle. Second baseman there to make the play. She tosses it to second and gets the force out.
Nice play again by Ramey. She moved to her right and underhand flipped to the shortstop for out number 2.
So that runner will be at first base. It's Megan Graver. Did they switch her out? Give her a pinch runner?
I believe they did. I think on the roster they were saying Lillian Byram was going to be the pinch runner.
This one is hit high in the air, tailing, and it will find the top of the fence, foul. So a new life for Hickerson.
And it's Byram, number 15.
Stepping back into the box, ready to go, and Chandler takes a ball. 1-1.
The sophomore starters for Bowling Green today.
Ball gets away from the pitcher. Third baseman picks it up and checks on Byram over at first base. 1-1 the count. Ooh, big swing there from Chandler.
Another off-speed pitch that time on the half, probably outside actually, but she was fooled.
And that one elevates, gets out of the zone for another ball to Chandler. 2-2.
A little different velocity tonight than what Bowling Green's seen in the past, so it'll probably take them an inning to get used to it.
This one is hit high into right field, going down the line, and pops in and out of the glove, the right fielder. And then stopping at third base is Byram, as there were 2 outs, so she should have been hustling, but she is stopped at third base. And at second base, it is Hayden Chandler.
Good try by Plunkett on the run, but couldn't quite reel it in. A 2-base hit for Chandler, and the Cats are in business with second and third, but 2 out, and Brooke Hickerson steps to the plate.
So
that was close.
That was an opportunity for Bowling Green to get on the scoreboard here with runners at second and third base. It's first opportunity they've had with runners in scoring position. That one elevates for ball 1.
Hickerson, a junior center fielder, batting in the 9 hole today.
Next pitch to Brooke. Outside for ball 2.
Now you're looking for your pitch. Try and drive it right back up the middle.
This one is fouled back to the screen.
Had her pitch and fouled it straight back.
2-1. So she'll dig back in on the right-hand side. Has some speed, has a good arm in the outfield as well. And this one is stopped by the catcher before it could get too far. Kept it in front of her. Runners stay at second and third base, but it's ball 3 to Brooke Hickerson.
Still looking for your pitch.
And ball 4 gets away from the catcher. She's going to have to scurry. She's able to recover. Now bases loaded for the Bobcats.
Second walk of the game for Sutter, and that'll bring up Liv Dawson, the leadoff hitter, hitting .400 on the season. She walked her first time up.
Looks like Coach Jenny Jansen is coming out for a quick talk with her pitcher. And
so you said you played travel ball, Jenny Jansen. Was she a pitcher as well?
She was not.
She was not.
She was not. She was a shortstop. She played for the Prospects. Before that, it was in a spree team, I believe, and then she played for the Prospects, and then saw her play against her in district championship against Warrenton.
Did you play for? Who'd you play for?
I played for the Chaos.
Chaos.
Mm-hmm. So now Liv Dawson has the opportunity here to give her team some runs. Next pitch taken outside. So that's ball one. So that's quite a few balls in the last two at-bats.
She's having trouble finding the zone. Now the pressure's on, the base is juiced.
And that one also finds the bottom of the zone. 2-0.
She looks to the dugout like, what am I doing wrong?
Somebody fix it. Pulls this one back, and catcher is able to recover as well as it hit off of her face mask. Was able to go down that third baseline and keep an eye on the runner at third base.
Yeah, got away from it, but you don't want to make the third the home plate, especially with the 3-0 count on the batter.
Got to be smart here. I'm hoping no green lights. Liv Dawson flashes her slap, pulls it back, and she's walked. So that's 2 walks in a row. A run is walked in.
Yeah, and Coach Jensen's already burned her trip to the mound. So she'll send her players to try and calm Sutter down. I don't know if anybody's warming. Really isn't a bullpen here, is there, for softball?
No. So 1-0. Bowling Green has the lead with Delaney Feldman at the plate. She had pretty big impact last week in their ball game.
She could have a big impact right here if she could get a hold of one. Wind blowing, well, it's kind of died down. It was blowing in early. Not much of a breeze right at the moment.
Krager is getting her work in behind the plate as she was able to slide on her knees and stop that one from going anywhere as well. That one is just missing the strike zone. But whenever you are constantly missing that strike zone, it's really hard to reel it back in whenever it's right on the line. Umpire's probably not going to be too generous. 2-0, and this one is swung on and fouled out of play, making it 2-1. Delaney liked that one. Evens things up just a little bit for Sutter. That right side of the field is battling the sun. 3-1.
Yeah, the first baseman and the second baseman do not have sunglasses on either.
Right fielder at least has a visor.
I think she's got sunglasses on too.
This one is hit hard into right field. Right fielder is going to make the stop on a one hop, but 2 runs come across to score, and that is Bowling Green's lead now extended to 3-0.
Bullet line drive by Feldman. She did the same thing back in the first, only hit it right at the center fielder. So a couple of RBIs for Feldman. And as Maddie said, a 3-0 lead. Now Charlton can add to it. Expect Feldman to run on the first pitch here with a runner on third, even though there's 2 outs.
This one's hit hard back up the middle. Pitcher has to move out of the way. It's booted by the center fielder. 1 run comes across the score. Here's another one. No, they tell her to stay at third. That's Delaney Feldman, who had to retreat back, but another run on the board for Bowling Green and an RBI single for Sid Charlton.
First and third them to death, right? And keep the line moving, as they say. That'll add up to a bunch of runs, and they've got 4 so far in this half of the second.
This one is hit foul out of play. It'll hit off the top of the Bowling Green dugout.
You know, I mentioned that sometimes it takes you an inning, one trip to see this pitcher, and then you'll dial in on her the next time around, and that's what's happening.
Made her work, made them bring the ball to them as well. This one is fouled off the end of the bat. Coach Matt Jane moves out of the way, and 0-2. It's Bowen's second appearance at the plate.
3 hits in the inning to go along with a couple of walks and an error. That adds up to some runs.
This one is grounded slowly to the shortstop. They're going to have to work quick. Able to make the toss over to first base, and out at first is Lily Bowen. Bowling Green strikes here, and they strike first in this ball game. 4-0, they have the lead. We are headed to the top of the third inning next on Eagle 102. Good inning for the LadyCats as they were able to put up 4 runs on Palmyra. So that's got you feeling pretty good if you're out in the pitcher circle currently.
Well, yeah, you wanted insurance with 1 run. I wanted insurance with more than 1. This is insurance.
Allows her to work a little bit and have a little bit less pressure on her and really kind of throw what she wants and go from there. So whenever that game is 0-0 or if it's a close one of 1-0, you just feel like that pressure's on and you're not truly yourself all the time.
She can throw freely now.
That she can.
We'll have a bunch of football for you tomorrow night. We'll talk about that as we go along as Maddie Fessenden steps in for Palmyra.
It'll be 9-1-2. And strike 1 taken on the inside.
See what looks like to be Daddy Sutter had moved in behind home plate later in that inning.
Flashes bunt, and it is bunted foul. Sid Charlton will pick that up. Now 0-2.
Fessenden's a junior playing third base.
Next pitch. Swung on and missed. Held on to by Lily Bowen. That's strike 3. Another strikeout in the books for Graver.
Number 5 for Graver. She struck out the last 4 batters. Now we go to the top of the order with Lexi Poyster.
Now stepping into the box on the right-hand side. This one fouled back to the screen.
She led the game off with a double down the left field line. Only hit so far in the game for Palmyra. She's a senior left fielder.
Casting shadows from that right-hand side of the box. 0-1. This one is launched to center field. Back, and it's over the fence. That one was long gone. I think it probably would have continued to carry if it could.
It was a bomb.
Across the road. So pitch that was left hanging. Poyster turns on it. She gets Palmyra back into this ball game. 4-1 now our score.
As they say, she hit that one on the screws.
That she did.
About 10 feet up the light pole, actually, and still going when it left the ballpark.
Do we call it a cycle watch? She has 2 of the big ones out of the way.
Well,
Double,
the
home
triple
run.
is the hard one always, but
Yeah.
it's really hard in softball.
That is true. Shorter bases.
Right. Shorter fences, shorter
Yep.
bases.
This one slapped down the third base line, foul. It's off the pole and then hits the on-deck batter.
So Graver was cruising along with 4 strikeouts. Good thing about it, nobody on base, so a solo shot doesn't hurt you so bad.
This one is also slapped foul.
McBride struck out back in the first.
Notice the defensive shift that Bowling Green rolls with. Not many slappers that you have to deal with in high school softball anymore. It's kind of become a rarity. This one punched foul. So it'll be 0-2 again.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they try and have the second baseman cover first on a ground ball to the left side as the first baseman's squeezing in.
Got to be careful with the top of the lineup. They created some noise in the top of the first inning, but this is the only time they played one. This one's grounded back to the pitcher, Graver. She's going to have to be quick. No one's there. That's exactly what you were talking about of the second baseman trying to come and cover first base.
Yeah, swinging bunt, if you will. It didn't go very far. Feldman was kind of caught in between. Should I come? Should I stay? And as a result, Gann was unable to get there. Wouldn't have mattered, I don't think. McBride showed good speed, so she's on first with 1 out.
Now Elena Lohman into the batter's box. Taking off is McBride. She's in there safely. A little bit of a late toss from Lily Bowen.
Second stolen base of the game for Palmyra. First for McBride. Lohman with the other stolen base.
0-1.
She hit the ball hard to short her first time, reached on a fielder choice.
Holding back on that pitch. Now 1-1.
Well, as you mentioned, having some insurance, you'd like to shut the team down the next inning after you scored 4 runs.
That would be preferred. Big swing. Just missing, though. Sloman. She had a good cut on that.
She didn't leave anything in the bag for that one, did she?
She did not. She was looking to find her spot over the fence. 1-2. Pitch from Graver. Fouled back towards
Get your
us.
glove out. Right back here.
Hit off the bleachers. Somebody's back there, probably. So they'll try 1-2 again. What I'd really like to see Megan do is to start working not necessarily up, but off those corners of the plate. Whenever we've seen her 0-2 today, a lot of those pitches have been elevated and across the plate, but we haven't seen anything off the plate. And I think that last year she was actually super effective when she worked off the plate.
Well, I mean, in an 0-2 situation, throwing a rise ball out of the zone is not that big a deal, but you want them to be closer.
Yeah.
Even if it's a rise ball, close enough to entice you. And as you mentioned, they haven't been that close.
Next pitch is hit hard down the left field line. It goes foul. Chandler was trying to run that one down and help her pitcher out.
You took an extra deep breath there, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, whew. She got a turn on that one.
2-2 the count. 1 out in the inning, a run home for Palmyra, but they trail Bowling Green 4-1. We're in the top of the 3rd inning.
At second base, it's McBride. She recorded an infield single after a home run. This one's popped high, and it'll find the bleachers as well. Another foul ball off the bat of Elena Lohman.
Proving to be a tough out.
She steps back in, ready to go, and Graver is taking her time. Next pitch, elevates that rise ball, doesn't get her to bite, 3-2.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about. That ball was over her head by the time it got to Bowen.
And I understand with something working and something being an effective pitch for you, you're going to want to throw it more, but opting for those other pitches on days where it's not the best, they're going to check the swing there. No, so she will be issued a walk. Turned a little, may have had that check swing in there, but if a team's not swinging at that rise ball, you've got to go to something else and trust your other stuff because you do know that it's good. And as I mentioned, she did show some effectiveness with those pitches last year as well.
Second walk of the game, 1st and 2nd now for Palmyra with 1 out.
Swing and a miss.
Jersey Ramey at the plate. She walked in the 1st. The cleanup hitter.
She'll step back in, and Graver will come set, and the next pitch is delivered as a rise ball, 1-1.
Perfect day for softball.
Beautiful.
Perfect day for anything, as far as that goes.
Runners at 1st and 2nd, and out on the board, but this one's also high, making it 2-1.
Well, Graver working her way into some trouble here. Could use a strikeout here, actually.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Evens things up.
High drop that time. Ramey unable to connect.
Seems like Graver's trying to lock in here and help herself out. 2-2 delivery. Goes upstairs again. 3-2.
Kreger on deck, who popped out to the catcher in the 1st.
Three-two count. Megan's gotten deep here a few times in this inning. And let's issue another walk as bases are now loaded. That rise ball is just carrying on that back half of the plate.
Graver had only walked 9 hitters the entire season. She's got 3 today. We mentioned she didn't look like she had her best stuff in the 1st inning.
Looks like Coach Craig Smith wants to talk to Megan, try to settle her down. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more softball on Eagle 102.
And now in Piano on 4th Street. Mike Thomas title note. The best coverage of high school sports on KPFM. Bank of Missouri, Free Market, Louisiana. The Bowling Green Fire.
Lee Krieger is in the box for Palmyra. She is their 5 hitter, so 5, 6, 7. And so Krieger, the catcher, has the opportunity to even this score up and actually make it their own ball game here.
First pitch was a ball. She takes a second for a strike. It's 1-1.
Next pitch is on the inside corner and taken for a strike. 1-2.
2 balls down in the zone. Stay with that.
Trying to settle her down. A strikeout here would be a big statement. An even bigger statement is leaving those bases loaded. That one is fouled back towards the screen. They'll keep it at 1-2.
That was the best rise ball she's thrown for a while up in the count, as that ball was close enough to entice Krieger to swing at it.
Next pitch. Swung on, hit towards center field, and it's going to drop in front of Hickerson, kind of in no man's land. 1 run comes across the plate to score, and ball gets away. It's going to run down that first base line, and another run comes across the score on an errant throw.
Yeah, error on the right fielder on the throw in. As the runner had held up, making sure the ball dropped. But she will score on the error, throwing error, and now we've got a ball game.
4-3 our score.
And runners on second and third still just 1 out.
Marnie Plunkett, the right fielder, is in the batter's box. She takes a strike on the inside.
Plunkett.
Big swing there. Make it strike 2. Be nice to get out of this inning with at least a lead still in hand.
For sure.
Just 1 out and runners at second and third. The next pitch to Plunkett is fouled on the inside part of her bat. Tried to saw her off with that inside pitch.
She's choked way up on that. Well, it looks like an old Zeno bat. I don't think they're Zenos anymore, though.
I think that they did discontinue them. They made some other line with Louisville that looks extremely similar, but I don't think they do Zeno anymore. So Lily Bowen calls a quick timeout. And they'll come back with a plan for Marnie Plunkett.
Hope it's a good one. 0-2 the count. 1 out. Second and third. 4-3 our score. Bowling Green still on top.
Swung on and missed. There's a strikeout. Settling back in.
Half dozen for Graver. That'll bring up number 20, Riley Suter.
Sutter struck out looking.
Sutter takes a strike on the inside for her first pitch of this at-bat. And it looks like they're going to call time really quickly.
Going to have a pinch runner for Krieger. I'm going to say, I didn't see a number. It was either a number 8 or number 6.
It's not Maddie Fessenden.
So it must be number 8. As Graver gets on top quickly, 0-2 against Sutter.
Be nice to get out of this inning, and Graver's trying to do it here. 0-2, swing and a miss, another strikeout. We are headed to the bottom of the third. Palmyra strikes back, 4-3 our score on Eagle 102.
As a resident, you can enjoy the same independent lifestyle you've always enjoyed with the peace of mind knowing that help is available when needed. For more information, visit Lynn's Heritage House, 800 Curry Lane, Louisiana, or online at lynnsheritage.com.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, Agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Bottom of the third inning here at Bowling Green as the LadyCats have welcomed in Palmyra. It's homecoming week here, and Bowling Green is currently leading this ball game 4-3.
4 in the second for the Bobcats. 3 in the third for Palmyra.
Avery Gam will lead things off for Bowling Green. After that, it will be Carly Dean and Megan Graver.
Gam grounded out the second back in the second inning as Bowling Green sent 9 players to the dish in the second.
As that one is high and outside as well. 2-0 the count on the batter, Gam. Avery digs back in. She always looks so relaxed at the plate. This one is hit hard into center field, and the shortstop goes back. She is the one that ends up making the grab, as it was kind of in that no man's land. It was Elena Lohman receiving that ball.
Got that off the end of the bat a little bit, did Gam. Lohman able to track it down behind second base.
Now in steps Carly Dean as this one is popped off to the right side. Second baseman says, "Look what I found," and she records out number 2.
On the run, and with Zeiger in her way, actually, made a nice catch.
2 quick outs recorded by Riley Sutter. Now it's a pitcher versus pitcher contest. Strike 1 taken by Graver.
She reached on a fielder's choice back in the second.
She looks at a ball outside for first ball in this count, 1-1.
4 runs for the Cats in the second.
Fouled out of play. We'll find a tire on the baseball field.
There's a bunch of tires out there.
I feel like there should be some extra points for that if you're going to find the middle of a tire. 1-2 to Graver. Sutter comes set. The next pitch is in the dirt. Now 2-2.
Off-speed pitch. It didn't quite get there. That one went about, 37 feet?
It did. Didn't make it far. Make it ball 3. That one was in the same location, but had a little bit more of an arch to it.
Well, Bowling Green scored a bunch of runs with 2 outs in the last inning. Let's see if Graver can get it started here.
She grounds this one to the third baseman. Third baseman bobbles up with it and makes the throw to first base, but the first baseman, Zeiger, she is the one who kind of fumbles it at first, and on at first base with an error is Graver.
Good hustle by Graver. She kind of rolled over that ball. Third baseman Pheasant bobbled it, but then made a strong throw, and Zeiger couldn't come away with it.
Fessenden recovered really quickly. It was like it only had one bounce after that bobble, and she made a strong throw, as you mentioned, but I think sun plays some sort of a factor here. This one is lined into right field. It's going to get down. It finds the gap. Byram is hustling along, and she's going to be stopped at third base. And standing tall at second is Bailey.
Chandler with a double.
Line drive shot by Chandler. Gets Bowling Green back in business with 2 outs again, and Brooke Hickerson will step in. She walked in the second.
A double for Chandler. And Hickerson sees a ball.
That was a line shot into right center field. Actually, Palmyra made a nice play to keep Byron from scoring.
This one is grounded back to the pitcher slowly, and Hickerson is retired at first base. We are headed to the top of the 4th inning. 4-3 our score. Bowling Green has the lead. Jim Ross will have the call for you next on Eagle 102.
To schedule an appointment and to inquire about membership. Follow area high school sports throughout the season.
Cruise into the 4th and fakes the bunt and takes a ball down and in. Zeiger struck out back in the 2nd inning in her first appearance in the plate. Next pitch down as well. As we mentioned, Graver hadn't had her best stuff. She's walked 3 in the game, which is highly unusual for her. And the next pitch is fouled straight back on the 2-0 pitch, making it 2-1. Palmyra in their traditional orange and black. Bowling Green in their red tops with white pants. Bowling Green, I know, has a number of jersey
That they can
combinations.
swap in and out, yeah.
Yeah, they've worn all kinds of different ones. Next pitch from Graver is down and in, makes it 3-1 on Zeiger with Fessenden, the number 9 batter, on deck. Jim Ross, Maddie Ingram, glad to have you with us. His 3-1 pitch is called a strike, so it makes the count full here in the top of the 4th inning. Again, Bowling Green leading 4-3. 4 in the second for them, 3 in the third for Palmyra. The full count pitch is called strike 3 on the inside corner. Zeiger goes down looking. Strikeout number 8.
That was a pitcher's pitch for sure, and that 3-2 count, you got a battle up there. I think she was looking to draw the walk, and it was a nice spot by Graver, was able to find the knees on the inside, and a good frame job by Lily Bowen.
Number 9 hitter Pheasant in. She squares a bunt, but it rolls foul to the on-deck circle harmlessly. She struck out back in the 3rd inning, leading off the 3rd, did Fessenden. Number 6 does the third baseman. She's a junior. The 0-1 pitch from Graver is fly short right. He's going to get in between into no man's land as Gam went back, took a peek at Bailey, and she wasn't close enough, so it falls harmlessly for a hit.
It looks like Gam may have stumbled a little bit over the lip as she ventured into right field.
In the Bermuda Triangle, if you will.
Been a couple of those today.
Yeah. So 1 out hit for Palmyra, and that brings Poyster up, who homered her last trip to the plate. And the runner goes. The throw is a little late. And now she's going to go to third as the ball slipped out of the shortstop Dawson's hand for an error. And all of a sudden, a runner at third. So a stolen base with an error makes it a runner on third with 1 out. And a 1-0 count on Poyster. She's going to step out, and they're going to intentionally walk her. Probably not a bad move there.
I don't know that Graver liked having that conversation, and obviously with that runner in scoring position, 60 feet away from home plate, it's a big difference with Poyster at the plate because that's somebody who's been hitting for this offense on Palmyra.
And she'll go to second on the defensive indifference is no throw with the runner on third. Pitch is a strike to McBride. McBride, the slap hitter, slaps it foul. She had an infield hit in the second, in the third, I should say, struck out in the first. So now Graver's going to have to bear down with 2, 3, and 4 up for this Panther lineup.
As Gam comes in this time, is the last time that she was at the plate, McBride, Avery had to cover first.
Slapped into left field for a hit. It falls short, and everybody's safe as the runner goes to third. The batter, McBride, will go to second on the throw, and we're tied at 4 apiece. An RBI for McBride. And runners on second and third now for the Panthers. And Lohman will step in. Lohman reached on a hard hit ball, fielder's choice, and walked into third.
Seems like defensively Bowling Green is really struggling today. It just almost seems lackadaisical at points.
First pitch is fouled back and off the fence. Not quite out of play, but no chance for Bowen to track that one down. So an RBI for McBride. And we're tied at 4 in the fourth. Graver's next pitch is called a strike on Lohman, the senior shortstop. Saw her dad in the stands on my way in here. I believe he used to be the baseball coach. Popped up down the left field line. In comes the left fielder, Chandler, and nobody can get to it.
Sid Charlton ran a long ways. She's your third baseman today for Bowling Green. She ran into the fence and just kind of gained some ground on her. I think that last minute was when she was able to throw that glove up, but it was a lot closer than maybe originally thought whenever she first took off.
Another one of those pop-ups in a hard spot to get to for the fielders. So the count's 0-2 on Lohman. Let's see how Graver works her here. The number 3 hitter for the Panthers. The 0-2 pitch is a rise ball way out of the zone, making it 1-2. Ramey on deck, Kreger in the hole for the Lady Panthers. They've got a run across here in the fourth and tied the game at 4. The next pitch, inside, fouled straight back, right by Maddie. If she had a net, she could have corralled that.
I know. We've had a couple come our way today.
Yeah, 2 of them that were close. Maybe you need to bring that net.
I know. Something. Coming away with some souvenirs at least.
There you go. Count stays at 1-2 on Lohman. That pitch is popped up, and it's going to get out of play again. Lohman's last at bat was a long at bat, and she eventually worked a walk out of Graver. That's her third foul ball on this at bat. And the count remains 1-2. Second and third, Poyster and McBride for Palmyra. So good speed on the base paths. The next pitch is well out of the zone as well. Another rise ball, evens the count at 2-2. What's Graver have on this 2-2 pitch?
She's thrown a lot of pitches so far today.
Boy, she has. Lohman right on the knob of that bat. And she'll swing and hits one off the fist. It's going to get over the left fielder's head. And a run will score, maybe 2. Here comes the runner, McBride. The throw to the plate is off the mark, and Lohman will go to third, and she's thinking about scoring and then slams on the brakes. So a 2 RBI hit for Lohman, a double, and she goes to third on the throw.
That was almost an inside the park home run, and that's heads-up base running by Palmyra. But the big thing here is Bowling Green is really, really struggling whenever it comes to defense today. It's been a lot of sloppy throws, which have led them to the position that they're in. And those runs probably shouldn't have come across to score, but We put runners on and allow them to advance whenever we're not making the throws that we're supposed to be making, and that's where we end up.
Don't look now, but Palmyra leads 6-4 with one out here and a runner on third, and it looks like Coach Craig Smith is going to make a pitching change.
So that'll be Sydney Charlton that's coming in. Carly Dean will go to third base, and maybe Megan Graver will have a seat on the bench. Is kind of what this looks like.
So Charlton to come in to pitch. It's amazing how you know all these things. So we got to have another player in the game, right? So that's going to be behind the plate. No, Bowen's still there.
So Sid's going to go to the bullpen, or AKA the baseball field most likely. And she'll get warmed up by Hickerson, and Graver will stay out there until.
So they're not going to remove Graver.
Yep.
Gotcha. Dean will come in and play third, however, for Charlton, and then they'll re-enter Charlton if need be. So at the plate is Jersey Ramey with the runner on third, and she squares the bunt. It's a squeeze. It's a doozy, and the run will score. She'll reach on a hit, and a run will score, and you've said it a couple times, lackadaisical. Bowling Green wasn't ready for that bunt at all. 4 runs in now for the Panthers, and their lead grows to 7-4.
That was a really heads-up coaching decision. If you have somebody that's coming in to play third base, why not drop a really nice bunt down and get that squeeze run in? That's probably what they're least expecting. You're going to catch them on their heels.
Especially with your cleanup hitter. Worked to perfection. Now the runner goes to second, Ramey, and she's in safely. Another stolen runner in scoring position. We're still in the 4th inning. 4 runs in for Palmyra. They lead at 7-4. So Bowling Green has their work cut out. Next for the Lady Panthers.
Additionally, what Bowling Green's going to have to watch for, and it's a really sneaky move, as this one is also fouled back, but you have to watch that runner going down the first baseline. So when they turn, as long as they do not make a complete step towards the bag, they're waiting to see what you do. If they can catch you off guard, they're taking second base, and they've all been watching to do that, and Bowling Green has not paid attention one bit.
The 1-2 pitch is high out of the zone, makes it 2-2. On Krager, she's 1 for 2, popped up to the catcher and singled back in the third. Got an RBI on the day. Next pitch, driven to third. Nice play by Dean, and she throws it to first, and it can't handle it at first base, so Krager will reach on the air. And the troubles continue for the LadyCats in the field.
Runners at first and third now. That was a great snag by Carly Dean, and that ball gets through. That's another run.
Absolutely.
And so her making that stop is big, but needing to receive that ball at first base and get that out.
So the good news is you're down to Plunkett, Sutter, and Zeiger, who've all struck out in all their attempts at bats, as the runner will go to second with the runner at third. And so Ramey is at third. Krieger is at second with 1 out still for Palmyra. 4 runs in the inning. Next pitch is bunted, and they try and pick off the runner at third, and they say she got in there. And so the batter, I should say, Plunkett will reach on a fielder's choice as Feldman fielded it at first. Took a look at third and then threw, but Ramey was able to get back, and so the bases are loaded now for the pitcher, Riley Suter, as the Panthers have batted around.
Small ball is a really effective game, especially if you have noticed that a team is not being able to respond and not being able to get the out, and Bowling Green has not shown that they can get an out with that bunt. So I would be, if I was the defense right now, I'd be expecting it again. They've already squeezed successfully. You got to be aware that this may happen again.
And they do exactly that. Now all they got to do is touch the plate. And good play by Feldman. She just fielded it herself and stepped on the plate. And so Sutter will reach on the fielder's choice. It's going to be a put out by Feldman, which will be the second out of the inning. And we'll go to the 10th batter of the inning, and it'll be Zeiger, as they'll grab a pinch runner, a courtesy runner for the pitcher, I believe. It's number 13 this time. Martin will be the courtesy runner, or excuse me, Jenna Webb. And to the plate is Zeiger. And she'll take the first pitch for a strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 7-4, Palmyra leads it after they've scored 4 runs in this inning. And a nice play by Feldman to keep a 5th run from scoring. Next pitch is swung on and missed by Zeiger. She struck out twice in the ballgame, once swinging and once looking, and she doesn't look like she's picking up Graver at all. The 0-2 pitch, just throw a strike, and she does just that. Strikeout looking, and that'll end the inning, but it was a big one for the Lady Panthers. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, a couple of errors, and leave 3 on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Palmyra leads it 7-4 on Eagle 102.
Game of the week coverage. Pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. Trust app today. Think and trust. Banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Lake County Health Department.
One brings it back to the top of the order, and they've got to get the motor running again. Lib Dawson will lead it off. Dawson, Feldman, Charlton for the Lady Cats. The first pitch is a ball from the freshman pitcher, Sutter. Next pitch is flown to right field. It's over the right fielder's head. Let's watch Dawson run. She's around second, and she'll head for third, and she may be thrown out. And now she stops and tries to get in and run down, but is thrown out. Good cutoff by the second baseman, Ramey, and she threw a strike and got Dawson trying to stretch that double into a triple.
Got a little greedy there, and after falling behind in the top of the 4th, you would think that, a double would be good enough, especially with the speed Dawson had, and just to be safe, they should have kept her there.
First pitch to Feldman is driven straight up the middle, right through the box for a base hit. Yeah, you're 100% right. Don't ever make the first out or the third out at third base, especially when you're down by 3. But I'm sure she picked up the coach, and, well, I can't really say that. I don't know. She was thrown out at third either way, right?
That's true.
So into the batter's box steps Charlton. She's got a hit and 2 trips, go along with an RBI. Feldman with her second hit, and she's hit the ball hard 3 times in this ball game. Bowen on deck, pitches on the inside corner, makes it a 1-1 count to Sid Charlton. Was the third baseman. I'm guessing she is re-entered.
And she will likely re-enter as your pitcher this inning.
And she lines it up the middle. Base hit, drops right in front of the center fielder. So back-to-back hits for the Cats. And now they got something brewing here. And go back to what you said. Stay at second, and you've got a run and a rally going, right?
That's exactly right. And, right after Liv Dawson was thrown out at first base or third base, you had a single that was right up the middle that probably would have scored Dawson. And so that makes this a different ball game as well. But that's ifs and buts.
Well, they're on the bridge now. The first pitch to Lily Bowen's a ball. She's hitting 357, and we could use one. Another line shot right up the middle, and it gets by the center fielder. And it's going to clear the bases. A couple runs are going to score on the hit and an error.
They leave Sid Charlton stranded at third.
So it'll be a base hit and 1 RBI for Charlton. Bowen, as Charlton scored. They held up Charlton at third, so we have second and third with one out. And it's a 7-5 ball game. Now the center fielder and the right fielder switch spots. Poyser will go to center. McBride will go to left.
McBride had a couple of tough reads in center field today.
Those balls were hit hard and right at her. They're the toughest. First pitch is grounded to short. Lohman to first, and the runner's out, but the run will score, so Gam will get an RBI on the ground out to short as Charlton scores. And it's a one-run game. It's 7-6. I would have been made a big liar about this game. I didn't see this coming at all. Carly Dean steps in. She takes a good hack at the first pitch and fouls it down the right side out of play. She has reached on an error and popped out to the second baseman, has Carly Dean, the sophomore. Runner on third, 2 outs here for the LadyCats. They need to get this other run in if they can. They trail by 1. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch is looped over to the shortstop's head. It'll drop for a base hit. And Dean.
7. Should be 7, isn't it?
I think that's what I've got. RBI by Dean. And steps Megan Graber. Graber takes the first pitch down and in. There are 2 outs in the inning. And a slow roller to third, picked up by Fesden. Fires it to first. That'll do it for the inning, but a good one for the LadyCats as they plate 3 runs in the inning. And they tie the score at 7 all. We're heading for the 5th on Eagle 102.
Is Bowling Green. Local Bank is your community bank. Locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. Royal Bank branch is not far away. Investing in our community, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender. Area High by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent, Noah Builder.
Well, Megan Gregor is going to stay in the game on the hill. Charlton has had a chance to loosen up, so she's back in at third. And it's Fesden at 9-1-2. She squares the bunt, and just what you said, Maddie, earlier, we talked about this at Silex. If they haven't been able to field the bunts cleanly, all but one, keep trying, right? Until they prove they can.
Yeah, and you have to make the adjustment as a team, and it's not seeming like they have, and they actually have gotten angry about it, but you're not proving to anybody that you can do it, so that's why they're going to keep challenging you.
Next pitch is swung on and missed by Fesden, makes it 0-2. She is struck out and singled in the game, and she'll pop up on the infield. Feldman comes in, or check that Charlton, and makes a nice running catch for the first out of the inning.
She made a long run and fielded that ball right between home plate and the dugout, the on-deck circle. And so she was able to catch that fly ball for the out.
Back to the top of the order. Poyster's done tons of damage. A double, a home run, and a walk in this game. And let's see how she fares. She'll pop it up to shortstop. Backing up is Dawson. Makes a nice catch for the second out. So a quick inning would be
Preferred.
definitely welcomed by Graber, I'm sure. As we're in the fifth, tied at 7 and 2 outs. McBride will step in. She's got 2 hits and a strikeout, and she'll ground this one back to the pitcher. Just what the doctor ordered, about a 4-pitch inning for Graver, and that does it. 1, 2, 3 for the Panthers. We head to the bottom of the fifth, tied at 7 on Eagle 102.
Memorial Hospital and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Bottom of the fifth inning. 3 runs in the third, 4 runs in the fourth for Palmyra, 4 runs in the second, 3 runs in the fourth for Bowling Green, and we're tied at 7. And it'll be 8, 9, and 1. Chandler, Hickerson, and Dawson for the LadyCats. Let's see if they can get the line moving again. Fly ball to center field. It's Hoister out there, and she'll make the catch.
Quick out there, and we have a tied ball game, so both pitchers are probably trying to lock in. And whenever you get this deep in a ball game, it's usually like that next run is usually what's going to have somebody lock in, and that's the team that's going to hold on and win.
And Hickerson squares and fakes a bunt, pulls back in time, pitches wide for a ball. Hickerson's walked and grounded back to the pitcher. That in the third. This one's grounded down the third baseline and foul. Makes it 0-2.
Off-speed pitch that she just rolled her hands over trying to get a bat on it. She was way out front.
Brooker Jr. for the LadyCats. Dawson on deck. Feldman, if anybody gets on. Next pitch is swung on and missed. And it's 1-2. Sutter's been serviceable here today. The next pitch is popped up again. It's going to be in short left, and McBride will come in and make the catch. Calls off the shortstop. 4 out, number 2, and in steps Liv Dawson. She's got a hit to go with 2 walks. Bowling Green scored 4 of their runs in this game with 2 outs. Let's see if they can get the line moving right here with Dawson. She takes the first pitch for a strike. The left-hander, a junior, hitting 400 before the start of today's game. Next pitch is driven down the right field line, but it hooks foul. Stays in play, but it's 0-2 on Dawson.
She carries some power with her, and her last at bat was what she stretched out to try to be a triple and was thrown out at third base, but she cleared the right fielder's head, and you can tell that they've made an adjustment in right field since then.
They are playing deep everywhere except for left. The 0-2 pitch is well outside and makes it 1-2. Have a lot of football for you Friday night. Right here at Bowling Green's one of the games as Van Far comes to town for the homecoming game. The 0-2 pitch is driven to center. Fading in to catch that is Poister. So 3 fly balls in the inning for Bowling Green, and they don't score a run. So we stay tied at 7 as we head to the top of the 6th inning on Eagle 102.
Did you know that England is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? Carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today. Highway 61 Bowling Green.
Another sports season is upon us. Knight Equipment in Bowling Green would like to wish the best of luck. Bowling Green and the surrounding areas since 1945. Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Round Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drive. Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast crew. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Loman Ramey Kreger for Palmyra. The first pitch to Loman's fouled back. She has seen a lot of pitches in this game. She's fouled off a ton of them. Next pitch is up out of the zone. She fakes the bunt, takes it for a ball. A double, a walk, and reached on a fielder's choice for Loman this afternoon. A couple RBIs for her as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it counts 1-1. Nobody out. We are in the top of the sixth inning. Next pitch is up. She checks her swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he says, no, sir. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
They're very disciplined, especially with the pitches at the top of the zone, and they knew what to expect coming in.
There's a long fly ball to left, and moseying over to the line is Chandler. She had her played almost perfectly. And it's the first out of the inning. And Jersey Ramey will step in. She's got a hit to go with 2 walks in the game for the Lady Panthers.
Chandler's just a sophomore, but it seems like this year she's really settled in, especially in that left field role, and came up with some big plays last week, and that's another good read there, especially with that ball falling more towards the line.
Played that nicely. The first pitch popped up and out of play. Off to our left here at Bowling Green High School, one of the nicer fields, stadiums, if you will, around the area here at Bowling Green. A lot of good ones around. We've talked about that. The 0-1 pitch is right down central, taken for strike 2 by Ramey. Kreger on deck. Ramey just a sophomore. She plays second base for the Lady Panthers. And the 0-2 pitch is flown to left. Chandler fades back 3 or 4 steps and makes the catch.
Ended up making a correction and positioning herself in a good position to make that catch. And so good job by Chandler, just in case. You never know. She was positioning herself for a throw after that, so she had to make those corrections with her feet, was trying to do it right, and she did for the out.
Haley Kreger steps in with 2 outs, a single, reached on an error, and popped up to the catcher. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Let's just let Chandler take them all, what do you say?
I think Graver would probably be pretty happy with that. As long as no one's throwing the ball, I think she's probably pretty happy.
The 0-1 pitch is popped up on the infield. In comes first baseman Feldman, and the left-hander grabs it. And another 1-2-3 inning for Graver. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 7 on Eagle 102.
On your area sports leader, Vicky Cadwalder, Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Well, the bottom of the 6th inning, 2, 3, and 4 up. That's Raleigh hat time, isn't it?
I think so, and Bowling Green, they need to get on the scoreboard here because it seems like Graver has settled in. It seems like the defense has made the decision to settle in as well, and so if you can at least plate 1 here, it's going to be a win for the LadyCats.
It looks promising. Let's see what Feldman, Charlton, and Bowen can do. Feldman, couple of hits, couple of RBIs. She's hit the ball hard all 3 times. And she'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th. 4 runs in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th for the Cats.
She's had a great season so far.
And she blasts the first one to center field, a high, towering fly ball. And Hoister camps under that one for the first out. Just missed that one. And Sid Charlton will step in.
She definitely has some power with her swing. And
Charlton matching Feldman hit for hit. She's got 2 hits and flown out to right field. The first pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Sid does have an RBI on the day.
She does. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Been an interesting game, to say the least. Next pitch is about a foot outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Guess they'll play a JV game after this. I've seen a bunch of girls warming up for both teams. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side. That'll make the baseball field. And also make the count 1-2 on Sid Charlton, the junior third baseman. Got her hands a little separated and grounds it up the middle, knocked down by the pitcher. Shortstop comes in, Lohman throws the first, and they got her.
Just by a step, a good recovery by the shortstop, Lohman. That ball was hit hard back at the pitcher, Sutter, and the fact that she got out a glove on it, I think saved that and allows her to try to make this a 1-2-3 inning.
Lohman showed some Mason Wynn heat on the throw to first, didn't she?
She did. She has a really low arm slot for her throw as well.
First pitch to Bowen is called a ball down and away. Bowen, what's she done today? She's 1 for 3, grounded out to second, grounded out to short, and singled with an RBI. And she hits it to the second baseman. Ramey picks it up, throws to first, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nothing doing for the Cats. And Maddie's going to bring us a win in the 7th on Eagle 102.
To someone about a loan.
Oh, I'll grab you L97B. We call it just talking form.
About actually applying for a loan.
Oh my, well, let me stop in the donor cartridge. Oh, big stapler.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to people's things.
Yes, I get thanks. Big step. People. Oh, and trust. For FDIC equal housing lender. Most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing. Work until Bank and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Be 6, 7, 8 due up for Palmyra. Leading things off, it's Marnie Plunkett, the right fielder.
Plunkett struck out twice and reached on a fielder's choice.
This one's popped high. Calling everyone off is the pitcher, Megan Graver. It was in the circle, so she fielded it. She makes the catch, and that's 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's effective.
Yeah, Graver's had in the 5th and the 6th 2 really quick innings after 2 really long innings in the 3rd and the 4th. And she's in the bottom half of the order. See if she can go to work and finish them off here.
This one is punched into right field. Playing in was Bailey, and she got a good run on it, but looks like she battled the sun a little bit, squeezed her glove too early, and it pops in and out. So that is an error on the right fielder, Clara Bailey.
Yeah, that was definitely a sun ball, man. She was staring straight in that western setting sun.
Coming right at it, really.
Yeah, it was. Oh, good thing she got a glove on it.
I know.
Hit her right in the noggin.
So that'll bring in the 8 spot, Sophie Zeiger. And they did put in a pinch runner, and that is number 13. And I do not have her number on our roster, but we have a pinch runner at first base for Sutter.
Jenna Webb.
Jenna Webb is in for Sutter.
Zeiger struck out 3 times. She'll put down a sacrifice bunt.
She bunts it to Sid Charlton at third base. Sid fields it cleanly, makes the throw over to first base. The runner advances to second, so the runner is in scoring position, but now 2 outs.
Number 6, Maddie Fessenden.
Back to the bottom of the lineup. Fessenden had an effective at-bat her last.
1 for 3 for the day. She struck out once, singled, and popped up to the third baseman.
This one is tipped off the glove of Lily Bowen, heads back to the screen, and standing up at third base. Palmyra Panthers. So that runner advances. They don't have to do much there. And now 60 feet closer.
Now you need a strikeout. Don't
One.
want to get back to the top of the order.
1-0 the count. As Fessenden takes her time. She digs in. This one is popped high on the infield. Sid Charlton making the call. She makes the grab. They are out of that inning, leaving that runner stranded at third base. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th. If Bowling Green can put a run on the board here, they'll have a win. You're listening to Area High School Softball on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with brought to you by Castile's Color Wheel, Brown's Auto Body Services.
It'll be 5, 6, 7 due up for the LadyCats. So leading things off, it's going to be Avery Gam, followed by Carly Dean, and then Megan Graver. If anybody gets on, it'll be Hayden Chandler and Brooke Hickerson. So Bowling Green just has to punch one run across here. We may have a walk-off win for Bowling Green.
Got to have a base runner.
Gam digs in and sees ball 1 for the first pitch of this at-bat.
See how the freshman pitcher Sutter likes this tie ball game in the 7th, on the road no less.
This one is popped into right field, tailing, and first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder all crash in. Ball falls down, so a new life for Avery Gam.
Coach Jane, I believe, doing his best scramble move to try and get out of the way over there.
He has to give him a shot, and he's not in his coach's box.
He looked real agile there, too, I might add.
2-1 to Gam. Trying to get her pitch here. This one is fouled back towards us, even things up 2-2.
So I'm going to pitch maybe out of the zone that time. Trying to poke it to right field.
So she'll dig back in. 2-2. This one is hit into right field. Had some trouble out there today, but able to secure that ball in her glove. It's Marty Plunkett, and that's out number 1.
You could tell initially she didn't see it, but she didn't move, and it finally popped out of the sun. She has sunglasses on, but I'm telling you, folks, it is a brutal sun field.
Always has been, and usually if you're Bowling Green, you have the advantage because you're practicing it.
Right.
Ball 1 to Carly Dean.
Dean singled, reached on her air, and popped up. She's looked pretty good at the plate, though. She's had some good hacks. See if she can hit one in the gap.
Make that ball 2.
With your favorite red bat.
I know. I wish they had cool stuff like that. I had a red glove, so that was kind of cool, but not a red bat.
Mercy. What's wrong with just regular leather, regular bat?
That one was way outside, but it is pulled back in for a strike. 2-1. So trying to keep Carly Dean on her toes.
That'll do it.
2-1. This one is hit hard into left field. Left fielder has a good read on it. And Hoister is able to pull that one in, and that's out number 2. A couple of flyouts.
Here we go. 0. Megan.
2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th with Graver at the plate.
So help me out. Is the high school rule where you put a runner on second in extra innings? I haven't had an extra inning softball game for a long
I
time.
I believe you do. I think there's a certain number. I don't think it's directly after 7 though. It's
We're going to find,
following
unless
that.
Graver can do something, we're going to find out.
We'll see what ITB looks like, or if we're just going straight through. But whenever I played, I remember playing a 14-inning ball game, and I don't know about any runners being on.
I know they didn't do it back then. When you played similar times, my daughter, and they didn't do that.
Big swing from Megan, makes it 1-2. Did it in travel ball.
Yeah.
They just wanted you to get the games done there.
Right.
Please go home, eat
Right.
something.
Time limit.
Ooh, that was a tough take, but 2-2.
Graver's got to move the ball somewhere. Make them field it.
This one is lined into center field, has some height to it, under it, and making the catch is Bella McBride. So 3 flyouts, Bowling Green goes down. We are headed to the top of the 8th, extra innings as we are knotted at 7 on Eagle 102.
A taste of Philly. West Bowling Green. The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Unity State Bank of Missouri, Free Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
7-7, and we have extra innings here at Bowling Green. We've got a treat tonight, Jim.
We do. We get paid overtime, right?
I'll let Gordon know.
You'll take that under advisement, I'm sure. So it doesn't look like we put a runner on second in high school, at least in the 8th.
So we will be up at the top of the lineup.
They have done most of the damage in this game. 6 of the 7 runs have been scored by the top 3 players for Palmyra.
Ball 1 taken by Poyster. She has a solo shot herself today.
A double and a home run, a walk, and she popped out to
The shortstop
last time.
1-0. 2-0. They're being careful with her. They know the damage that she can do.
That is for sure. She's pretty much squared up everything she's put the bat on.
Two-0 pitch. 2-1.
Well, she took a pitch there you probably should have been looking for on
Yeah.
2-0. You're looking for a drop ball right down the middle. She got exactly that and took it for a strike.
I believe that Megan Graver got away with one there. Don't want to throw that one to her again. 2-1. This one is popped high. Third baseman wants it. Sid makes the grab for the out.
Kind of tomahawked at that one.
Eager to swing the bat.
Absolutely.
So.
McBride will step in. She's got a couple of hits and 4 trips with an RBI.
And some speed on the base path, so you want to keep her off at all cost. This one is slapped hard to the third baseman, Charlton. She has time, makes a strong throw to first base for the out.
McBride made that close, didn't she?
She did. But that ball was hit so hard at Sid, she had to take a step back, collect herself to make a good throw. So.
And she did just that, showed a good arm. Good thing. And that'll bring in Elena Lohman.
Lohman, the 3-hitter today.
Single and 4 trips for her.
She looks at a ball up in the zone, just missing.
She's got a little pop. Got to be careful with her.
This one is turned on, hit high in the air in foul territory, and Lily Bowen makes the catch at the net. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th. Bowling Green's going to threaten again as they're looking to break this tie and get a walk-off win. You're listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102.
therapist assistant, and breastfeeding care counselor. Full-time, part-time, contracted. You can visit our website at www.countyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
High school sports on 81.2. Brought to you by People's Bank and Credit. State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, agent, Wickens Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Bowling Green. 7-7 is our score as Bowling Green is at the plate at the bottom of the lineup, though. So they're going to have to try to get somebody on. They're going to have to be disciplined at the plate as well.
Chandler steps in. She's had a couple of hits, 2 doubles, actually. Need a base runner. Said that in the last inning. You were supposed to get runs in the 7th.
I know.
May have to put
I
you
talked
on
a big
probation.
game.
May have to put you on probation.
Maybe it's not me who they want saying that. 2-0 the count to Chandler, and she sees ball 3.
Oh, no. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter in a tie game in extra innings, that's for sure. Bowling Green would love it.
First baseman is playing in. She's going to have to get back to the bag quickly and takes ball 4. So a walk to start off the inning. That's good news for the LadyCats.
4th walk of the game for Sutter.
Comes at a time when you least want that walk. I don't think you ever want one, but you definitely don't want one in extra innings when the home team is up.
I'm not really a thinking person. If you are. If Brooke Hickerson isn't bunting, we got a story on our hands.
I will be surprised if they do not bunt Brooke. And obviously we've seen Liv Dawson have a pretty good day at the plate and has a pretty good read on this pitcher. She could power one home, especially if that runner's at second base. So umpire's taking his time before Hickerson steps back in. She flashes bunt. It's bunted down the third baseline. It's fair. It's a good bunt. She moves the runner. Brooke Hickerson does her job. Runner at second base, and Hickerson is out at first with the sacrifice bunt.
Actually, if Fesden would have let that roll, that ball was going to roll foul. But she fielded it, and the Cats are in business. The top of the order up now with a runner on second and 1 out.
So now they're going to talk to Liv Dawson and see what she has in store. Is she going to slap? Is she going to hit for power? We'll have to see. But either way, Hickerson was asked to bunt. Third baseman came crashing in and had to make that decision quickly. And if it was going to stay fair or foul.
A nice bunt by Hickerson, too.
And this one is off the catcher's gear. Standing up at third base is Chandler. So now we're even closer to a run.
Now lots of options for you. Fly ball in the outfield, safety squeeze, wild pitch. A lot of things score a run now.
Just 1 out. And your top of the lineup is at the plate. That one just missing to make it 2 balls and no strikes on the batter, Liv Dawson.
Dawson, a shorter stature young lady. That one was high.
That one's over her head. It gets away. Chandler is going to retreat back to third base as it hit off of that mat behind home. And
The backstop's not very far away. 10 feet, 15 feet at the most, and it is a concrete wall with a mat, and you're right, it bounced right back. But it's a 3-0 count.
the pressure is on Palmyra. And this one is popped, and it's going to drop foul, but it was in the air hanging for enough time that it could have been dangerous.
Swinging 3-0 again. We saw that the other day down at Ellsbury, didn't we? In a tie game.
I just don't know if there was anybody that would have gotten a green light like that whenever I was in school.
No.
Even in college.
Maybe if you're Albert Pujols.
This one is fouled high and hits off the dugout, the opposing dugout. So still in business is Dawson. As we mentioned, that runner at third base is Chandler.
With Feldman and Charlton, who both had a couple of hits in the game, laying in wait.
3-2. This one is grounded up the middle. Bowling Green's going to walk this one off. An RBI single for Liv Dawson. Bowling Green wins it 8-7 in the bottom of the 8th inning. A big congratulations to the girls, and we'll wrap this one up next on the post-game show on Eagle 102.
Or the all-new starring lemon lime soda. Enjoy Bubbler. Farm River is all the area athletes a great season. Eagles Nest Inn Bed Breakfast in Louisiana is back, now operating under new ownership. Eagles Nest Inn B&B is happy to once again provide a charming, inviting lodging experience for your family and your business guests. Reservations visit eaglesnestinbb.com or call 573-725-5108. Looking forward to serving you. Eagles Nest Inn Bed and Breakfast. At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids. But with an active lifestyle of sports and health risks may be hazardous. As a certified athletic trainer at CCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make the difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for athletes. Working with Bowling Green Confidence and with a school, our goal is to provide the best possible outcomes for your athletes. I'm Eric Shaver, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play. Area high school sports throughout the season with Eagle 102, brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and Advanced Facility. Here, all the action from the Eagle 102 by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 post-game show on KKFM.
A big win for the Bowling Green LadyCats tonight as they're able to walk it off in the bottom of the 8th. RBI single by Liv Dawson. It was right up the middle, and so she was waiting for her pitch, able to knock in a run, and that's a big win for Bowling Green.
It sure was. As we mentioned, maybe they didn't have their best stuff, but we also said in the pregame, Palmyra has been playing better of late. And, you know, they matched them run for run. 4 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs for the respective teams, and we were tied at 7 for quite a while until Bowling Green was able to scratch out a run in that 8th inning on a nice game-winning RBI by Liv Dawson.
And we were talking a little bit in the pregame show about the dynasties that these teams are building around this area. I would say Palmyra is one of those teams where, you know, they've had a few down years and some things that have turned over, but typically when you think Palmyra softball, you think a very competitive bunch of girls. And so they have a really great coach that stepped in. They have some younger girls. There's some upperclassmen that are leading the way, but Palmyra is nobody that you should be sleeping on. They are a competitive team, and they were showing today that they're able to make adjustments to the way that you play.
They've won a state championship or two in Palmyra in softball over the years. So, yeah, they know what success is. As we mentioned in the pregame, they've had some turmoil up there over the summer and have a new coach. And, you know, she's implementing a new program. They've got freshman pitchers, freshmen and sophomores, a young pitching staff. And you got to give props to Sutter. She wasn't blowing anybody away, but she kept them in the game, and the bats helped as well. But Bowling Green resilient. You know, it's a really good sign of a good team when you win when maybe you don't have your best stuff. And so you get out of here with a win. What is it? A win's a win's a win, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go on to the next one.
We'll break this one down from a statistics standpoint next on the postgame show on Eagle 102.
Your next build. for decades, and that commitment has paid off. And life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about shelters, auto, home, and
TV, is myself or
Kelly Lucky.
okay, something on the phone number. The area's best coverage of high school sports from Eagle 102 brought to you.
Green LadyCats got the win this evening, 8-7. We went into extra innings, and so that going into extra innings is it can go either way for teams. And Bowling Green really got gritty, and I think they really bared down. And after making some mistakes early in the game, they were able to adjust and not make those mistakes later in the game, especially whenever it counted.
Yeah, home field advantage doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of crowd and that type thing that you see in some of the college and professional sports. But in a close ball game, having that last at bat, it means everything. They got the last at bat and they took advantage of it.
Let's talk about some statistics. As we mentioned, it didn't seem like Megan Graver was as spot on as she normally is today, but she did rack up some strikeouts and she comes out with the win.
She did 8 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, struck out 9 and walked 3. She is the winning pitcher. Looking at Sutter for Palmyra, she pitched 8 innings as well, 9 hits, 8 runs, and walked 4, did not strike out anybody. So when you look at the stats and you look at the score, very similar. 7 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, and 7 left on base for Palmyra. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and 7 left on base for Bowling Green. So about as even as you can get, as you might expect. And a final score of 8-7 in 1 hour and 46 minutes.
A longer ball game today, but it was a good one, and so Bowling Green picks up the non-conference win over Palmyra, and so that's always a good win to have under your belt, especially whenever you're thinking homecoming week. So they'll be back to EMO conference play, and that's starting back up next week. They have another non-conference game this weekend, so looking ahead, and Bowling Green's pretty competitive whenever it comes to EMO conference play, but there are a couple teams that they're going to face throughout the course of the season that are ranked in the state and that are competitive as well.
Well, they beat their schedule up, did that a while back when all the good teams were coming. Probably about the time you were playing is when they started beefing up the schedule. They're 9-2 now. Still in conference play, they still have to play Silex, which is a ranked team in Class 1, so that'll present a challenge. And then again, as you mentioned, you look at their non-conference schedule, they've got some couple of toughies coming in the non-conference, but all that's going to do is get them ready for district play and state.
They come out today with the win 8-7. So we have lots of high school football coming at you tomorrow night. So let's talk about a few of those games. Bowling Green will be at home and they'll be taking on Van Far. That game will be online for a play-by-play stream. We will also have the Louisiana Bulldogs taking on the North Callaway Thunderbirds. Also will be online for a play-by-play stream. And then we have a game in Pittsfield. They have homecoming this week.
Yeah, Stacey Martin and I will be over there. Pittsfield takes on New Berlin. They co-op with Franklin and Waverly, 3 schools together for a football team. So that's going to be an interesting look for me as well. And we'll have that on radio for you on 102.1 FM.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Best of luck to our area teams tomorrow. It was a good one. From Maddie, from Jim, good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you at KJFMradio.com and on the KJFM radio app. You can with Dewey and Bowling Green. This is Eagle 102 KJFM Louisiana.